the country suffers when good people keep calm.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of Discussions with the Boys.
Keke riders, vigilante, drunkards, people should come. Nigeria is on fire.
Here we are again with Odoguras. I mean, you already know us at this point after watching a few episodes. Today, we're just going to continue the episodes unlike before. Most of our other guys have other priorities that could make them not, be available today. But you will always see me, at least, when on every of these episodes. Hopefully, you will always see Raz when he can be here. You would see more of the other boys when more other episodes, come out. But yeah, jumping straight into today's episode, we're going to go straight to the question, continuing from where we stopped. I've said this, I believe I said this in most videos, but I'll say it again. We're basically trying to start from the back to figure out where our problem is, right? Or was generated or started from. And we're just asking questions, discussing, trying to find out, trying to know if we can
Solve the
track
problem in Nigeria.
Right, if we can
track where the problem
started from first, and then hopefully try to get a solution for ourselves to the problem. Because in one of our videos, I'm not sure if you see it before this one yet, but I had mentioned a ghost of government that we've been blaming our problems on for years. Obviously, majority of our problems is from our government, right? But I feel like if that has been our problem for 60 years, like there's no way after 60 years, one person hasn't found the solution.
I feel like we all know the solution. It's just the way to implement it.
Exactly.
Like we all know what to do to make the country right. We all know, but the problem is who wants to take the first step?
Right.
Who wants to be the one to take the bull by the horn?
Right.
That's the problem. But I always say it in his songs now. That like, I know one died. My mom had the coppers. My papa had the coppers. I want to enjoy. No one wants to come out and take the bull by the horn. No one wants to be like, I don't consign me. A government matter. If you reach my turn, I do my own thing. If you reach my turn, you see, that's how people reason.
Right.
And that's why it's like that.
That's the bad mentality.
And that's the mentality is the problem.
And that's been the mentality for a long time. We need to change that mentality as Nigerians.
That mentality is a problem.
So that's why we're going back in time. So that maybe if some things were made clearer, right? If some discussions were not had, maybe
would have been a good thing. Maybe if we had taught these things in school.
Right. That too. I have a very big problem with that.
It was because in school.
Even though they did teach us, I believe I remember something in school where we went through the civil, all that stuff, They just
talk about, but it was periphery.
They
didn't give us.
They didn't give us
deep analysis.
Actually, I don't know why. I don't know if they thought maybe
because
we were kids.
Because I feel like they didn't want to heighten ethnic tension. Like they didn't want to actually put it out there. They just have their narrative. They just all live with that narrative,
right?
And short.
Everybody was just trying to curtail the situation. Nobody was trying to start anything. Anyways, it's been 6. How old is Nigeria? Because I honestly stopped counting at 6.
Nigeria is, that should be 65 years.
Yeah.
We'll be 65 this year, we're 64.
Nigeria at 64. And we have been having the same problems since the inception of the country, Nigeria, since our independence. That's why I don't even celebrate it anymore. I mean, being abroad, obviously, most of us will tell you that day is basically just another day. Like, like you really can't, if in some cases you wouldn't even remember.
It started getting worse by the day.
Exactly.
We don't celebrate it anymore.
Exactly. But yes, it started becoming worse by each year.
Yeah.
I believe last year I definitely forgot about the independence till like in the night or so. I was like, oh, today's 1st of October.
1st of October was too dry.
Can you fucking imagine that?
It was crazy.
Like, that's my so-called independence. But I see there's no reason.
There's no reason.
There's no reason to celebrate. Till today, I don't see any reason why I should celebrate that independence. Because what should I celebrate? I would just feel like I'm a goon. I'm fooling myself.
Yeah.
Why would I want to do that to myself? Why do we do that to ourselves? Because that's what we're doing. You know what I mean? But Yeah, would you want to say something?
No, I'm just saying, like, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy how it had to turn out this way. They fought so much, killed so many people. People died so much in that war to make Nigeria one. And the Nigeria that is now one, the people in it don't even care. They don't even send anything where they happen for the country. They don't even send anything what happen.
Yes,
so what was the need? What was the need of fighting all those things? What was the need of killing all those people?
Yes. What's the need of killing all those people?
There was no need.
Yeah, so let's just jump straight into the questions that we have today. So I wanted to ask what you think was the terms. Why do you think the terms that were made at Ghana was not honored, right? Is it that it was too much of a term, or that they just went to Ghana and when Ojukwu told them everything they told them, they just looked at him like a joker, and like, they looked down on, like, they didn't basically take him serious? Because that's another way to look at it from my point of view. That it could have even been that they didn't take him serious when they went there, and they just went there to squander our money, which is part of what they're still doing today in our economy. Or would I believe that what's his name, Gowon, is the genesis of our problems? I can say that with confidence, because from my point of view, our country would have either gone one way or the other, right? For good of both parties, right? But maybe because of someone's stubbornness or pride, or I don't know what it is, but we don't know that, because that was not what was told to us, right? We don't know what it was. But anyways, what I want to try to say before you go on, right, is it that they did not take him serious, and that's why we're still suffering that today? Because from my point of view, if he had taken his terms, I don't think we would have had the Biafra War. One. Secondly, if he didn't like his terms, and they would have come to another conclusion, right?
Yeah, he would have gone to war.
Yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. That particular Aburi Accord that they had around 6th January 1967, these guys never took the Biafra threat serious. The Nigerian people, just as we still do till today, they never took those threats serious. They felt it was something they could handle. They felt it was just a police action. When they called them to Ghana to have the conference, to have the discussion, they came there. Ojukwu came well prepared, came with his lawyers, the politicians, came with learned men.
Before you continue here, it's not funny that it's even in the documents that this man came prepared and these other guys did not come prepared.
That's what I'm telling you. They never took the matter serious.
It's not funny.
They never took it serious, because Gowon came. He was not that prepared. He just came there. He thought it was a joke. He thought it was just two people just coming to see. Even in the videos, you see
they were laughing. I watched it. They were very cheerful. Ojukwu was serious. He was like with fires.
The one was eating, having fun. Ojukwu was serious. Gowon thought it was something that he could just call his friend one side and just tell him, bro, you're messing up. He thought it was a joke. He didn't know people died. He thought it was a joke. That's the problem. Gowon took it as a joke. Gowon didn't take it that serious. And in the agreement of the accord, it was agreed that Nigeria should practice a confederal system of government, whereby the center is barely existing. It's not actually, is weak, but the regional parts of the country are strong. So the North will control the North and its resources, control its army and everything. The West is going to control its own army. The Midwest is going to control its own army. And the East is going to control its own army. That's what Ojukwu proposed.
Right.
Then we will now have a leader, a central leader, but it's just going to be like a figurehead.
Right.
So he only comes out when there's a conflict between the regional sides. He comes out to bring the whole people together. Or if if Nigeria is in a state of war and we need to go to war, he's going to be the one to lead us.
Right. All regions. Right.
All regions. So the independence of the region now allows, if I'm Muslim, everything I declare that happens in the North will happen in the North.
Right.
No one can tell me otherwise. The West, the same thing. The East, the same thing. Midwest, the same thing. So Gowon agreed. He signed everything to paper. They accepted the terms and conditions. Ojukwu was even shocked when he was going back. He had to ask one of his aides, are you sure Gowon actually understood what they just signed?
Because of his attitude, probably.
What of just signed?
The way they were because of the way they were taking,
Then when he now landed in Nigeria, he met with some expatriates from the West. That is Igbo people now.
Right.
Igbo people now come tell and say, you know what you sign?
They can't open his eye.
I say you go weak, say these guys them go powerful past you. This, this. He now went against what was agreed in Aburi.
Which, if it was a learned or a respectable or somebody with honor, at least,
yes,
you for call another meeting.
To have
maybe review.
Now what for you, bro? The fuck up. You fuck
not
up,
against
bro.
it.
You just do your own thing, basically.
Ojukwu said in Aburi we stand. That was the last phase that caused the war. So when all this was happening, they were calling for negotiation. Ojukwu said, "In Aburi we stand. If we implement the Aburi Accord, we'll dissolve the Biafra tomorrow. Biafra will not exist anymore. We'll come back to Nigeria." That's what he told him. So it was in Gowon's hand to save bloodshed, the same way Jonathan saved bloodshed when he lost his election, right? He said his blood of Nigerians are not what. He would have gone to war. If he wanted, he was the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He was controlling the army, for crying out loud. I've gone to war. What the hell? I'm not even care. The United States were surrounding me. Then I'm the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian armed forces, not even a small country, Nigeria. You go to war, man. He would have gone to war if he was Gowon. But Jonathan was smarter. Look at all of us. He would have been the one fighting, because it's our age. We are the age we are the shooting age. We are the ones going to shoot.
Yes, no.
So Jonathan avoided that. Gowon would have avoided that. But Gowon said no. He rather went to war and wasted millions of Nigerians, because they keep saying that how many millions died in Biafra. You forget how many million Nigerian soldiers died. These are people that had wives, children. How many orphans or how many fatherless people that were created because of that war from the Nigerian side?
Right.
And most of them were prisoners. Right. They brought them out from prison and forcibly conscripted them to the war. How many prisoners, people that you committed a crime, you now want to see your friend, you no longer see him again in prison because he's in the south, he's fighting a war. So how many of those people died for no reason? It would have been avoided. The Biafrans did not go and start shooting people. Right. We were on our own. And these people came to attack. Right?
Okay.
If the Aburi Accord was implemented, or if a renegotiation was
made, there was no the bloodshed. Not only was he betrayed, we betrayed.
The bloodshed would have
bro was betrayed. You did not even now. Okay. You broke the agreement.
You went and created 12 more states. You went and broke the Eastern region into 3 more parts or 2 more parts. Like, why? Was that necessary? So Ojukwu was ruling the whole of Eastern Nigeria. You now went and crippled his powers. Now made him now rule only a small portion of Eastern Nigeria. Someone you're trying to negotiate with.
Right.
There was no way Nanagbe say it could be war now. There was no way. It couldn't be avoided.
And apparently Ojukwu's power self was even higher than his.
According to Ojukwu believed that he was senior to Gowon in the army.
Yeah.
And he was senior to Gowon in the army. Right? He was senior to Gowon in the army. Based on, because he went to school and he had a higher rank.
Right.
Than Gowon, right? But Gowon claims that he got enrolled in the army first before him. But that's not how it's judged. Yeah, it's judged by seniority of rank. So Ojukwu was they were both lieutenant colonel, but Ojukwu was higher than him though. So that was what Ojukwu was holding on to.
Right.
Yeah, that was what he was holding on to. But that aside, the war would have been avoided if
by so many ways.
There
were so many times. There were so many opportunities for that war to have been avoided.
If only
but it happened.
Yeah, it happened.
And you know the funniest the funniest thing about the whole war, right? Not only did it happen. I've watched so many clips of the news that he broadcasted, basically lying to Nigerians, telling Nigerians that Ojukwu is leading the Biafra people to war.
God knows. If at all, those who are supporting Ojukwu allow him to really get away with what he has done to his people, to Nigeria, to Africa, then I think they need to examine their conscience. And honestly, I have got no faith in such people.
You are on our own. We saw soldiers coming into our land. They started bombarding. What do you expect us to do? To clap for them and say thank you for coming to our land?
I don't understand people that even believe that.
Because the West favored them and the war was ended. So they are the ones saying the narrative. They have the narrative.
Exactly.
So it's the narrative that everybody's going
to do. Just like what the United States is doing.
So if you go against the narrative, you'll be arrested.
Or
you're put in prison. You're
basically.
The reason we even speak about this like this is because we're not in Nigeria.
Yeah.
If you're in Nigeria, you get arrested.
Probably have a serious
because
problem.
You just want to ask a question. You know what's going on.
Wow.
You see?
That's insanity. That's crazy.
Bro, that war was unnecessary. It had been avoided. There was no reason to invade the East. There was no reason.
But yeah, man, it happened, didn't it? And apparently, the only thing that basically, in my opinion, led to the end of that war was the starvation. Them blocking the border.
The blockade and starvation.
Yeah.
That was what made the war end.
So that's basically what ended the war because obviously
civilians were dying.
Yeah, civilians were dying.
And the Nigerian, there was war crime committed because they were not even bombing military targets. They were bombing hospitals, schools, civilian targets.
Yeah.
Which if it's done now, it's war crime.
Exactly. Thank God I didn't forget this point. But That's why I'm very confused why Gowon is still celebrated. Like he's celebrated like some hero
But he's not a hero.
or some mighty leader, someone that led Nigeria
Called him
into.
for war crimes.
Nah, bro. Yeah.
Should be arrested for war crimes.
Not just that, bro. He should be arrested for a lot of things. Like the deal that was broken in Ghana. Is there no consequence for that type of shit?
No, there wasn't consequences because it was a military regime. So it's his own decree. It was based on decree. So like now in a civilian regime, you have constitution.
Right.
But in the military regime, it's a decree. You
Right.
wake up and decree whatever you want. It's military.
Right.
Head of the army.
Right.
So that's how it works.
Right.
That's how it works.
So what's the essence of the whole stuff?
That's the problem. Now that's why I tell you say na gbese now.
So
we would have avoided
basically
it,
that was just some
because
bullshit.
Ojukwu too no go won't accept that kind of terms. Too so they go na gbese. You get. So you know what that thing meant? He
What?
declared 12 states. And Ojukwu was like, okay. And the Igbos were like, okay, you have your 12 states, but you not have it without a fight. You understand? That was what
Right.
happened. So they had to fight, kill people. People had to die
Right.
for them to get to that stage, which is nonsense.
Okay.
Look at their back and a massacre, whereby Biafra soldiers wiped away almost a full unit of the Nigerian army. The people were not meant to have died like that, because those soldiers were coming in with their wives and kids,
Right.
because they felt they were coming to take over, conquer, crush Biafra finally.
Right.
Until they shot a mortar, the last mortar the Biafra soldiers had in the bush. They shot it out. He was even warned against doing that, but it was like, there's no need. They shot the mortar and the thing hit directly to the fuel tank of the first car. And the car caught on fire and blew. And they were coming with like armored cars, guns and all those things, bombs and everything. So everything started blowing at the same time. He wiped away almost. Murtala Mohammed escaped with his life, with whiskers. He wiped away almost everything. People died, women, husbands, everybody was unnecessary.
All those things would have been avoided.
Would have been avoided.
Honestly, would have been avoided. So, okay. So what we're basically learning from this is that, I guess, just don't,
It's just that it means that we need to start letting people know the truth. We need to start letting them know the real narrative of what happened.
Yeah.
That is by so doing, you stop seeing somebody as Igbo or Nyamiri or Abuki or Ofemanu or you start seeing them as your brother.
Exactly.
First, you understand?
Like we all are in this mess
We are suffering
because of
together.
some other people's
And they put those
selfish decisions.
They put those divisions there. The reasons they put those divisions there is because they put it there so that they will be able to control us, manipulate us, and put us under their feet while they share money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we all are just like pawns doing exactly what they want.
Because you're poor.
Exactly.
You have option. They give you your basic human right and you think it's a privilege. Something that's your basic human right. They give you, it's a thing, you make you feel like it's a privilege. Your rights, they make you feel like it's a privilege they're giving it to you. My brother, only God can save Nigeria.
Nah, man, it can't be only God, man. We can save ourselves. That's the reason
but
why
that's the question we ask ourselves: are we ready?
we need to save ourselves. That is the main reason of this channel, man. Nigerians need to.
We need to stand up, right?
We need to get together, man. That's the only way we
need to come together. We need to build
that's
a
the
cohesion.
only way this country can be saved. If in the next 10 years we're not out or haven't started making a way out of this problem,
There's a problem.
I think we can just forget
Our
about
generation is almost moving out.
We can just
Next
forget
generation,
about
we just forget
Nigeria.
about it, man. And that's messed up.
Yeah, man. I
That's
think it's
very,
safe to
very
say we
messed
can
up.
forget about country because to be like one of these African countries that their
Exactly.
currencies are not even worth anything anymore.
God forbid, man.
You know what I mean? It will be a state of
like as
a
if
country of a state of emergency.
emergency.
Yeah, bro. That's what it's going to be, bro. There'll be a very high rate of crime, which is going up right now.
And there'll be insurgencies everywhere.
There'll be a lot of hunger, which is going up right now.
Insecurity.
Yeah, it
insurgency,
is going up right now.
militancy,
It's just
everything.
going up right now. And it's just a steady climb. It just be like say where they watch chat, where they reach TP.
Yeah.
They go up. They go. It's just going up.
Up and
You know what I
up.
mean? So
It's crazy, bro.
it's almost like if you want to play a sure bet on Nigeria's crash right now, like you have
You're sure of what
like bro, like
You
the
go enter.
probability is very high.
very high.
It's very high, bro. Like come on, man.
But we just need to keep on you just keep on letting people know.
Yeah, bro.
That we need to keep on letting people know.
Yeah, now that is at this
because let me
point
tell
it's
you, let me
us,
tell you, I'm
man.
going to make one last statement.
It's just
That
us,
is-
bro.
And that is the country suffers when good people keep calm.
Yes.
The country suffers when good people don't talk.
Yes.
My brother.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
When good people don't do what they are supposed to do. You know what you're supposed to do, but you don't do it.
That's where the problem is.
Yes. Hey, if you made it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed the the video. Big cheers to our 37 subscribers. You guys are the realest. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. And yeah, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have any thoughts, feel any way about any of the topics being discussed, please drop a comment below. I will do my very best to get back to every one of those comments, because that technically no one ever leaves any comments about the topics being discussed. And it's kind of worrisome, honestly. Anyways, thanks again. And in the absence of any other thing, I'll be seeing y'all in the next one.